The Seahawks just snapped a 3-game losing streak, which we needed to break that.
Hey.
We beat the Falcons on the road 34-14. And I honestly think that this is the game that we needed to, A, for our record, and B, just to boost our overall confidence with our team and kind of just get back into the swing of things because, we were struggling. But I feel like both sides of the ball, they came to play. They contributed to the win, and it was just great to see everyone step up. And it was a very refreshing game to see on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, definitely a lot of. There's always room for improvement, but I was happy for the most part with what I saw. I'm gonna be pulling receipts tonight.
Receipts from that group chat.
That group chat last week. I'm pulling receipts tonight, man. I said it. I said it before. I said it a million times. I'll say it a million times more, man.
Yeah.
You know, Gino, from the Geno talk to the defense, you know, focusing on slowing down the run. It's hard to stop Bijan, you know, but if we could slow him down, all that stuff, man. There was all this talk and that's the coldest take ever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, shut up. Here we go. Let's wait. When it all starts clicking, we're talking about injuries, you know, stop making excuses for injury. Stop making excuses for people being injured. It's like, it's the fact, you know, and look what happens. I saw a cool little number. You know how the NFL always has all these kind of like random stats, you know, like the one about K9 on his birthday, 8th player in the history of the game to get receiving and rushing touchdown on his birthday. I was like, who does this? But one cool stat I saw.
Happy birthday, K9.
When Byron Murphy's healthy, they're 4-0. You know, with the games he's played, he is one. So, I mean, it'd be silly to look that over. So, we'll go one by one before who I'm calling out today.
We'll go one by one. Let's just say this: the Seahawks are 4-3 after week 7, which is great. Big road win. They went all the way to Atlanta, Georgia, and whooped some ass. Let's just say that. I loved seeing that. We got some new faces on the team, which we'll talk about. A little bit of injuries, too. A lot of people are getting banged up in the NFL, and it's week 7. So it's a long season ahead of us. So should we just start with offense? Let's just go with offense. Let's start with offense. Just a little quick take on offense. Gino went 18 for 38, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not bad. I'll take it. Not bad at all. Not bad.
No picks.
I feel like DK stepped up. I feel like, okay, this is my little hot take. This is my little standout. DK did step up in the game today. If you guys saw his outfit of the game, I was like, boy, you better come to play if you're going to wear that Beanie Baby pants. Granted, they're probably thousands of dollars.
You love that. I don't be looking at that. Maybe I'm the only one who doesn't look at the fits. I'm missing out probably. You love.
I love looking at the fits. I love seeing how they want to show up to the play in the game. But this is how my thoughts about DK. He's a great player. Could he be better? Yes. Is he very large? Yes. Does he play to his size? I don't think so. I don't think DK plays to his size. When you see him compared to all of his defenders on the field, he's at least like a foot taller than them. And then even when who was he blocking with one hand? Did you see that? He was blocking him with one hand. So
that was awesome.
Right. And I'm like, bro, why don't you play like that all the time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, he plays small. I mean, he plays a little soft for I've never played football. I get that, y'all. I get that. And y'all don't need to point that out in the comments. But if you're going to be a receiver and you're going to be that big of a body, be that big body.
I think in his defense, I will say what draws more attention to his size and specimen Greek god body prototype, you know, when you talk, when you have a lot of you draw a lot of attention to yourself, people will pick on you that you're hella big and you're not playing your size like you're saying. If you just shut your mouth and you play, then it really just doesn't stand out as much. Like yesterday, I thought he actually looked really good yesterday.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It's just when there's all the prima donna shit that I can't stand. That's why that's where I start saying you big for nothing. Whenever I'm mad about something, whatever. But
when he starts complaining, when he starts
it all
like
stands
pouting
out.
on the sideline, that's definitely for sure. But nope, I agree. He stepped up to play. I mean, JSN even had a pass to DK, and he made a lot of good big plays. K9 had 2 touchdowns.
I didn't think that ball was ever going to come down. That ball floated in the air. God damn. I was like, interception. This thing's just hanging in there. But it just landed perfectly, man, right in the breadbasket. So
I'm just like, a lot of these, what is that called? A hook and ladder? What is that?
No, that one was it was like a fake smoke screen where they threw it backwards and it looked like they were setting up a little bubble screen route, and then all the defense collapsed on him. He just dumps it over the top. But that thing, just a high lofted floating ball. I was like, no, and then quiet DK comes up and looks real big. So
thank God. All right,
what's Jarrell's name?
Offense? Huh?
What's Jarrell's first name again? Michael Jarrell. What stood out to me?
What stood out to you?
Everybody's going to say Gino looked great, which he did. Everybody's going to say the running game looked like it was pretty solid yesterday, which it did. Right. The only reason why that is possible is because the trenches were doing their thing. We were doing our thing in the trenches. As I said last week, and every other football player in the history of football has always said, games are won and lost in the trenches on both sides of the ball. And the way that our O-line was playing yesterday, they finally looked in sync. They were, just the way the pockets are designed to be, that Michael Jarrell stepped in. And I don't think we should ever go away from the way he was playing yesterday. It was, I don't want to say flawless, but it was damn near flawless. Literally, I didn't see very many mistakes, period. It was a clean pocket. Yeah. Gino looked real comfortable back there, and it was just a clean pocket. And the way it's designed is where you drop back reading the field, you stand tall, and then you start climbing the pocket. It's like, I was like, dude, he's not having to roll out at all, barely at all. And yeah, man, it's just when that's going well, everything else just flows smoothly. So what stood out to me was the way our O-line played yesterday. And shout out to rookie Michael Jarrell. What Division II school did he go to again? I can't remember, but that boy, wherever it is, man, welcome to the NFL, man. You did your thing, bro.
I love that. I love how our fourth string right tackle comes in, steps up, and does his job. Shout out. I love that so much. I mean, I feel like everybody stepped up. K9 had 2 touchdowns. He had a receiving touchdown. Did you see that receiving touchdown? He looked like a receiver out there, boy.
I'm going to pause right there, too. Okay? Because I know tons of people personally, and some people in the comments last week in the group chat, calling for Gino. He's trash. Someone literally said Gino's trash. And I was like, what makes somebody trash? I mean, the man has this is 3rd year starting, has a Pro Bowl, has a playoff appearance, 2 winning seasons. I'm like, what more can you ask? If you just watch the mechanics of Geno Smith, he is amazing. Like, he is really fun to watch. There's a few quarterbacks. Obviously, we all love running quarterbacks. Like, that's always exciting when you see Lamar Jackson take off, or I don't know if you saw Patty Mahomes run up the sideline late in the game against the Niners.
Yes.
I was like, ooh, that's what's up. But when you have somebody who can run, but he decides to do what a quarterback is supposed to do and drop back, make your reads, step up and stand tall in the pocket, and just have clean throwing mechanics. Like, Gino is the real deal, and he's so damn accurate. It's crazy. That one you're talking about to Zach Charbonnet, to K9, where he beautifully plays pass and a even more beautiful catch. I don't know if you saw that. He dropped up, kind of dipped his shoulder around the sack, and just flat-footed off a flat back foot, just yank, and just people say don't throw off your back foot, or don't throw flat-footed because it'll A lot of times it's inaccurate and you'll see just picks and all sorts of shit.
Right.
But man, he's so damn good. So
Right.
yes, I love. I want to see what the haters got to say this week.
I mean, they're gonna find something to say, but it's not gonna be a lot to say. Always. Let's go to the defense, though. I'm hyped about our defense. Our defense looked like our defense that we saw in the first 3 games of the season. Obviously, people are coming back from injuries. We had Byron Murphy back. Great to have him back. And then we also added Ray Robinson Harris. We're gonna call him Ray Rob to the mix. We traded him last week, and I mean, what are your thoughts? Like, I feel like just everybody in the defense stepped up. They played well. Our line was great. They were putting tons of pressure on Kirk Cousins. I felt bad for Kirk Cousins at some point because I just feel like he was getting suffocated and smothered.
Before I start pulling more receipts on this topic, I want to say that I know something had to have been said in that locker room, whether it was from the coaches or the players, because it was a completely different team that we saw, different attitude, different energy. Still, obviously, always room for improvement. I saw a lot of missed tackles, but there was a lot of gang tackling. One of my favorite plays that I saw yesterday, I think it was Algier had the ball. He was running up the right sideline. I don't know if it was a dump off pass. I can't remember. I was just so stuck on Byron Murphy, Leo Williams, were chased him down the sidelines. Byron Murphy ended up tackling on the sidelines. It was probably like a total of like a 30-yard chase down. There's just something about that. It was a great play, but great effort. I was like, holy shit, our defensive tackles just hawked this dude down the sidelines from across the field and tackled him. Like, that's
right.
I don't know if you guys really can understand that, how big that is when you see that type of hustle, that type of just your big boys are running across the field and making a tackle 30, 40 yards away. It was a sight to see. And that says a lot about how they all played in general yesterday. So I think that what I love most is there's still a lot of injuries on defense too. I said it during the preseason. Kobe Bryant was out there banging heads out there during the preseason. I said, he just looks so hungry out there. Ooh, what's going on over there?
Outside.
Bay Area.
Some activity happening outside.
Damn.
Shit. It's never like that out here. It's only when we're recording. Everybody's like, oh my God, is she safe? I'm safe, you guys. Don't worry. I'm safe.
I was like, are you in the Bay or are you in Kent right now? Because sounds like you're in Kent over there.
Kent's not bad. Kent's not bad, y'all. Kent's not bad. But anyways, you're talking about injuries. Yes, we do have some injuries on the team.
And I was like,
yes, they do matter.
I was like, mark my words, when Kobe Bryant gets his opportunity, he looks so hungry this preseason and out there yesterday. I mean, other than him getting truck sticked by Bijan, that was one play he got trucked. It was like Witherspoon getting trucked by Montgomery against Detroit. It was almost that bad, but still he played his ass off. He was hitting people. He got a pick. I mean, he looked amazing. Yeah, you have Nehemiah Pritchett and John Job, like these couple guys. I think those are rookie the rookie corners we picked up this year, just stepping up and actually looking like seasoned veterans out there. So it was pretty amazing. Yeah, that's kind of just we're all over this place. So much stuff to talk about, but
so much, but it's so much like good stuff to talk about. Like Mafe had the hit, Hall to score. That was so good. Like our whole team, I think you always talk about this, and I've actually been hearing this a lot when I'm listening to these analysts talk about football. Complimentary football. We have both. Everybody is saying that. I don't know if it's because like you talked about that and now that's all I hear, or everybody's just
it's all me. No, I stole that word like 10 years ago from I heard Brock Heward say that about 10, 15 years ago, and I just love that term, and I've kind of just rolled with it ever since. So that was not me. That was Brock Heward from when I heard it. So,
but I don't know. I think our just defense looked good. Like you said, somebody must have said something in the locker room. Our energy was so different. I mean, granted, they did play 3 games in 11 days, and then they got a long, nice break after the Thursday night football game. But our energy was way better. It was consistent all around on both offense and defense. And I think our team just looked like a team, if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. And
Yeah.
it looks like a team because of that complementary
Mhm.
football. And it's not just offense complements defense, defense
Right.
complements offense. You we talk about D line in the secondary. Someone said it was a cold take when I said if we could just focus on slowing down the run, put extra focus,
Mm,
slowing down the run. What that'll do is help even out the time of possession, which is they say if you to win a game, win the time of possession, win the turnover battle, and you win the
right,
game.
right,
So I think we were close. We had about 28 minutes and some
right.
change, and they had the ball 31 minutes and some change, 32 minutes. Regardless, it wasn't like
It
this
was even
staggering
pretty much.
anymore.
Right,
Yeah, it was even.
right.
Which, yeah, they still had 139, 40 yards rushing. That's the cleanup we got to do. However, uh, we only allowed that one rushing touchdown. So it was like
Right.
we gave up a lot of rushing yards, but we held them to one rushing touchdown. And
Mhm.
what that
Mhm.
did though is it helps keep our team running the ball. And like I said last week, we all know Gino can score.
Right.
It's historically proven, statistically
Mhm.
proven the man can score at will. If we can just slow down the other team's offense, what that happens is, or the other team's run game at least, that'll free up our offense to do their thing. They start playing from behind. Next thing you know, I said it
Right.
last week, verbatim. If we can slow down the run, they puts them in a losing situation playing from behind. Now they got to throw. When they have to throw, that is a defensive lineman's dream come true because now I know all I got to do is pin the ears back, hand down the dirt, sprinter stance, and get my pass rush on. I'm trying to go for a sack. I might get a sack, which we got a few of those yesterday.
Right.
If I don't get a sack, I might get some pressure on Kirk Cousins' ass where he throws an untimely ball. And guess what happens when that ball's out of sync? What happens then?
It gets picked.
Picks. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll
Mhm.
even sack his ass, get a
Right.
strip fumble. I said this all last week, all three of these. You sack him, maybe even get a strip sack, and then maybe even a scoop and score.
Right.
So I'm just
And
gonna
that's
say
what
that
happened.
you know who the hell you are that was trying to say my shit was a cold take. You know?
And I think, when you look at the numbers of like their stats versus our stats, it almost looks like their stats were a little bit better than ours, right? But when you
Yeah.
look at the penalties, or I
Ooh,
think we had like
yeah.
9 and we had like 5. So it's the little things when it comes down to it, right? The little mistakes,
Mhm.
the little penalties. In the last 3 weeks, we had so many penalties
Yeah.
against us. And I think that's what hurt us a lot too.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, overall, we
It's
need to do
one,
this
but
next week.
you're I'm glad you hit home on that because there was a
Yeah.
lot of times that I actually said to myself, "Ooh, we caught a break on that one." So,
Mhm, mhm.
when other teams make mental errors as we were the last 3 weeks, I said
Right.
we're kind of just beating ourselves really. There's just a lot of
Yeah.
bonehead mistakes that we're doing and you clean that shit up, get healthy again, it's a different
Mm.
ball game. And now it's
Really
nice to be
good.
on the other end of that coin, where they're making the mistakes and we're capitalizing. So,
Right.
here we go. Keep
But
it
it was
going.
definitely the game we needed to boost our confidence just to, like, get the team camaraderie back
Mhm.
together, because I feel like we were kind of ooh, something was
Well,
happening.
it's also one thing that's also is a morale booster is when
Mhm.
you are trying your hardest and some of your star players are out. I can't
Right.
imagine how deflating that can be. But when they
Oh, yeah.
come back, how much more confident I might feel. Oh hell yeah, I feel more confident that I know he's back. I'm gonna play my ass off right now. He's gonna perform, whoever it is, whether it's Byron Murphy, or
Mhm.
whoever it is, man. I mean, just everything just gets elevated,
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, I can't wait to see more. And like I said, I'm glad if we had injuries, I'm glad we had them early,
Right.
and then they
Yeah. I
start
mean
coming back. You know,
mhm. Mhm. 'Cause DK has a little knee bruise. Hopefully, a little bit of ice, rest ice, compress and elevation can help with that. Remember rice?
yeah. Thanks for that.
You're
Yeah,
welcome. Anybody, just remember rice if you get hurt. Rest, ice, compress, elevate. You're welcome.
elevate. Yo, okay.
So shout out to hopefully DK, you'll come back. I know I was talking a little bit of smack about you, but I still like you as a player. I think you're still great. I think you could be.
I think DK, to keep it a buck, man.
Yeah.
I think DK has the ability to be easily, hands down, a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL. Easily.
Oh, yeah.
Will he be? I don't know if he'll ever be, but he has all the tools. It just really depends. And the what he does. The nice thing about it is what makes it even more possible that he can be a top 2, top 3 receiver in the league is that we have the offense that'll provide that. We've had some talented receivers over the years, but we were always run heavy, a 70-30 run to pass. Now it's a pass heavy, so it's time to let our stars on the receiving side shine a little bit. So
let them fly. Let them fly. Let them fly. All right. NFC West. We're back on top. We are back on top. 4-3. How are we feeling about that?
How am I feeling? You know what's crazy? I love how shit can just drastically things can change in 1 week. We were in second. The Niners were in first. After tonight's game with the Cardinals, where are the Niners now?
Third.
And we're back in first. Yeah. I mean, things change throughout the year, obviously, but it's nice to stay a game ahead, So I love it. I feel great. So
yep. So Seahawks are first. Cardinals are second, which is not a place that we're used to seeing them, but they just beat the Chargers in a very close game tonight. Niners are 3-4 in third place, and then our poor Rams are 2-4. Lots of injuries though. I mean, hopefully we're getting Reek back when we play.
Speaking of injuries, I've never been so anxious for a bye week. Like, I hate bye weeks because it's like I'm gonna be depressed if the Seahawks aren't playing. But when we have the injury bug going around our team, I'm like, God damn, I need that bye week to get here quick, man. Our boys need that rest, especially after that 11-day 3-game. Yeah, we gotta. So,
next up.
Yeah, I can't see how good the boys are playing right now, even without Reek. I just can't wait to see what shit's going to be, how it's going to be popping off when he does get back, man. It's just going to get better and better. So,
bye week will be nice. Let's see. Next up, we got the Bills, though. The Bills are 5-2. They just got Amari Cooper, which I don't know if you saw. One of the receivers he was next to, I think he looked over and was kind of like trying to confirm his route because he's new, right? And then the guy was like, "Oh yeah, he like did some pointing," and then he scored a touchdown. And you're just like, "What?" Josh Allen is just
Amari Cooper is. Can you believe that he is? I think this is his 10th year, just like Tyler Lockett,
right?
But that just goes to show like the level of IQ, the experience. I mean, I think it's this. Let me confirm real quick. All right, bet, got it. Let's go. Touchdown. I'm like, yeah.
He doesn't need to do much.
No, I love Amari Cooper. I love his attitude. He's.
Right.
I'm happy that I want him to do well. He's on the back end of his career. I believe he's still super talented. Like, people might say Tyler Lockett's on the backside of his career, but Tyler's still one of the top, most underrated receivers in the league. 100%. So I'm happy that he's with a team that's he's going to get some major love with Josh Allen in them. But yeah, that's a one we got to get ready for. We got to pucker up for that one.
Yeah, that offensive side of their ball, we need to.
Yeah, and here's something else that they really, really have to focus on, because you know how I just said I was like, when we're talking about just always room for improvement, there was some great energy, people flying around hitting, but there were a lot of missed tackles. Josh Allen, I love the pressure we put on quarterbacks this week, but it's one of those things where Josh Allen, if you miss a sack on him, if you get hands on him and by some chance you don't finish it and take it down on the ground, he will make you pay. Like, he's one of those guys that I'm like, all right, now that I got you off me, let me just take off for 30, not even 5 yards. I'm talking about 15, 20, 30-yard rushes. He does it every does it every week. I mean, so we got to make sure that's the one thing I want to make sure we finish him down to the ground, because after this week, I don't have a doubt that we'll get some pressure on him. We just got to finish that job. So,
Yep.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I agree. Josh Allen is just one of those quarterbacks where you watch and you kind of just like clinch yourself because you're like, what's going to happen? Like, I mean, watching the Niners get, I don't want to say handled by the Chiefs, but they, like, even Mahomes, who did he truck in the end zone? Mustafa?
Oh, yeah, Mustafa, yeah. Oh, that was oh, man. And then he kind of stared at him while he stepped off. I was, of all the people to get trucked by and then stared at is Patty Mahomes. I might hate myself after that. Yeah. Somebody else run me over, not freaking Patrick Mahomes, please. Let Derrick Henry step over me. But I love seeing, when you have a complete team like Kansas City, where they're just they're pretty airtight on all ends of the ball in every aspect, special teams, defense, offense. When you have a complete team like that, and you have an amazing team like the Niners, how they're built, they're a really good team. But you see how they struggle against a well put together team. Brock Purdy, holy smokes! Talk about irrelevant. Yeah, he was really irrelevant yesterday. Yeah. He's an amazing quarterback, but if we can look that complete when we see them again, I think we could really just pour it on them at that point. We'll be healthy back then, hopefully, and just keep playing. That type of hot football that we're used to seeing. So,
right.
There was one play that Roy Robinson you were talking about. This is the one thing I'll say. I was blasting Derek Hall about not keeping the edge.
Right.
He's been doing very well. He must be hearing me. I'm like, dude, I'm tired of your ass losing contain. But anyways, he's been doing his thing. He's looking Pro Bowl status right now, so that's good. Roy Robinson, on the other hand, I did not realize that dude is 6'7". Oh my God, he is huge.
Big
huge
boy.
Ass. I'm happy he's here because it'll help keep the legs fresh on that D-line. But this is one of those plays yesterday. He was playing DN, and there was a tight end on his side and a reach block. I don't know if you know what that is, where they're about to run it. If I'm on the left side, if I'm the tight end on the left side, so the quarterback's on my right, they're about to run a play off my left butt cheek. They're about to run it to my left side. As a tight end, I have to run, get outside of big-ass Roy Robinson and turn him inside to seal him off so they can run behind me. I was like, there's no way this guy's going to reach block him. He's a tiny little tight end. This fool Roy Robinson got reached, and they ran it up his sideline like 30 yards. I was like, okay, who the hell is 98? Oh, that's that new guy. Boy, you better never let that happen again. That's the type of stuff on. Hey, you're on a team and film on Monday. You're in the film room like this when that play happens, and then you're like, please don't rewind that back, coach, because the coach will go try to skip through it, looking at the play and then once they rewind it. Yep. Roy Robinson, you gotta be shitting me. What the hell is this? Yeah, I've had that happen a couple of times. I'm like, oh shit, he's about to call me out. So, but you can't do that with James Cook, because James Cook will kill you on the outside.
He'll cook you. Cook you. Can we talk about some random NFL news though? Russell Wilson started his first NFL game with the Pittsburgh Steelers after coming off an injury. He got the W. Did he get booed by the Steelers fans from the jump? Yes. Did they take it back later? Yes. I saw so many funny tweets and memes of like Steelers fans needing to take that back and to apologizing to Russell Wilson. Yeah, Russell Wilson. I mean, I'm not really cheering for him, but I'm not like wanting him to do terrible. You know what I mean? I feel like I just want him to find a place for him, because Denver was not it for him. This is obviously a very different organization.
Have you ever had that friend that's like you have a friend that you guys had a bad falling out, and you kind of just hate this, whether it's a girl or a guy, you just, F you, the hell with you. You live your life, I'll live mine. Right. I'll never forgive you. But as time goes on, time starts to heal, you see this person just struggling, and you just know you remember back to the good days when you actually really cared for this person. Like, man, that was my ace buku right there. That was my ride or die right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to do hella good, but I don't want to see you suck. So I'm kind of low key. I'm hoping you do okay today. You know, you're out there. People are booing you. That's how I feel about Russell Wilson. I texted you and Mike yesterday. I was like, am I the only one hoping he does okay today?
Right.
Like,
No,
I was like, look at his dumbass over there in Denver. Look at him sucking over there. You know, shit, you should have stayed with us. Whatever. You shouldn't have screwed things up with us. Yesterday, I was like, okay, come on, Russ.
Right.
Come on, man.
Right. No, I
We'll
was
let bygones be
too.
bygones.
I shouldn't have listened to his pregame speech because it was the same old Russ pregame speech. But you know, it's just it's who he is and it's his game, it's a speech. But I just wanted to watch because I wanted to see how he was gonna do because I mean, definitely one of those friends that you're like, I hope you do well, but I don't want to like, kick it with you. But I hope you do well,
I was actually surprised because Justin Field, he hasn't done like amazing, but they've been winning with him in there, and so and this just goes to show how much. If I was a Steeler, it would be like, really, coach, we're about to put in Russ. We're winning with Justin, but he has the
Mike Tomlin. You have Mike Tomlin, 18-year coach. Did you see his speech? He goes, "This is why I get paid the big bucks."
Yeah. Yo,
I mean, but it's true. I would honestly, if I was to choose a coach, I'd want to play for Mike Tomlin because I feel like he's super dope. He's like, he's just cool. Like he just knows what he's doing.
He said that they said that when he was being interviewed about that decision before the game, he's like, there's just a few things that we need our quarterback to do that Justin isn't able to do. And they were talking about during the game, there's a couple of touch passes early on. Like it just needs touch, a little floater, not one that sails high, but just a little touch, not a bullet. Justin Fields knows how to freaking break your fingers, but there's times where you have to float it over a defender and just land right on the other side of him. That's where Russell's, that's his specialty. So, and it really showed yesterday, man. So I'm happy for him, but not too happy.
Yeah, no, me too. Yeah. Okay, one more topic, one more quarterback. Lamar Jackson just threw for 5 touchdowns against the Bucks. Crazy. But that's not what I want to talk about. That's amazing. I want to talk about his grill. Who makes Lamar Jackson's grill? Because it was nice. It was like back in the day when grills first came out, you know how like they were big and chunky and just like gold, like the old late 90s, early 2000s grills. This one was like diamond. It was nice. Everybody look up his post-game interview on the field. His grill is grilling. And he plays with that in probably.
Johnny Dang did his grill. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Probably. Shout out to whoever made Lamar Jackson's grill.
Shit, all he did is take the Wrigley's gum wrapper, the little metal ones. I don't know if you used to do this back in the day.
Yes, we used to all do that.
Put the gum wrapper on our teeth. Yeah.
Let me see your grill. Yeah, grill.
Is he gonna bring those back? That'd be cool. But
yeah, no, they've been coming back, or they have like the little cap on like the. Yeah, I mean grills are still a thing, and no, I will not be getting one. Maybe I don't know. Somebody wants to send me a grill.
You know what's crazy is I was thinking that when we're talking about MVP talk, Jaden Daniels, he's been up there, obviously. Him and Lamar. Lamar's always going to be it. And after that injury, I was like, dang, he left the game. Shout out Marcus Mariota just stepping in. Yeah, just stepping in and doing his thing, man. But man, I was, although Lamar Jackson he's well deserving to be in the run for MVP. I was hoping it'd stay like this with him and Jaden Daniels all season, but he might have got the edge yesterday. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Who else we got?
All right. Well, we're gonna talk about Aaron Rodgers just for like 2 seconds. Should he retire? Do you think it's time for Aaron Rodgers to hang up the
A-Rod?
Yeah.
No. He's old, but if you went through the league right now, and I'll do this, I'll let you do this. Go through the league, every single team. How many teams in the NFL do you think you would land on and say, okay, this quarterback's better than Aaron Rodgers? You know, there's so many teams in the NFL where he could start. So if that's my thing is like, if you can start on teams in the NFL, it's not your time to go. It's not your time. Now, could you have better attitude? Maybe, yeah. Everybody, we all can. Is
better
Aaron
supporting actors?
Yeah. Maybe. Is Devontae Adams that better supporting actor? I don't know. Devontae seems worse than DK on DK's bad days to me. Who knows?
Yeah.
But we'll see. That was a funny stat I saw about Devontae. I was like, all the drama that he was bringing up in Oakland, Las Vegas. And so I saw that he lost to the Steelers last week with the Raiders, and then turns around and loses to the Steelers back to back with the Jets or something like that. That's pretty funny.
You just want to lose.
Just get worked by these little second string corners too, man. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways,
next week we got the Bills. I'm excited. We're playing at home. The Bills are 5-1. They're first in the AFC East. So, I mean, they're coming off a win against the Titans, so it'll be a tough game. Geez. They are. It'll be a tough game, but I think coming off of last week, or coming off yesterday for us, I think we're starting to figure it out, and we're starting to fill the gaps of places that we need. So, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. All they need to do is keep listening to the group chat, the Seahawks staff, and they'll just keep getting better and better. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, yes. Please sending us all your comments, whether they're good or bad. We love to see them, but keep them positive. Be nice, please. Be nice.
Or don't. But if you're gonna come with that shit, you better come with some facts, man. Come with some hard evidence, man. So, anyways.
All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us. My name is Alex, and that is Josiah, and we'll talk to y'all later.
All right, guys.